Worried about the pre-trip inspection test? We've got you covered. Okay, so we are at the dreaded Pushrod stroke question. So the Pushrod stroke question, a lot of the students, they are afraid of it. They are anxious about it. And the reason is it might be a little bit too long to do, but it's not that difficult. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the easier ones between the air brakes because everything is just so logical. It falls into place if we know what we are doing. So hopefully going to be able to explain in this video what is the logical what is the logic behind it and what is the logical way to do it so that we wouldn't have to memorize something and then forget it on the road test, right? So what does the question ask? It says Pushrod stroke of any brake exceeds the adjustment limit. So first, let me show you let's prepare the preparations for this test, what we need to prepare and what we need to make sure that we do. And then I'm going to explain the Pushrod, okay? So first of all, this is the only air brake test that our air pressure needs to be, when we're doing the test, it needs to be at exactly a certain range. It needs to be between 90 to 100 psi. We need to measure the pushrod travel in that range. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start the engine. Okay, so we're going to start the engine and we are going to make sure that the pressure is in a good range. Now, the pressure right now I have is on 100, which is in operating range. However, in order to be able to do this test, we need to release the brakes. Which brakes do we need to release? We need to release both the tractor parking brake and the trailer parking brake. Now, why do we do that? We're only checking one chamber, right? It's because in theory and in actual practice at your job, you need to make sure that you do all of them. You need to make sure that you're checking all of the chambers and making sure that they're not out of adjustment. So we are going to be releasing both parking brakes for this test. We release the tractor parking brake and we release the trailer parking brake. We let the air go to the tractor and the trailer parking brake. And before we even get started on this test, we need to make sure that our wheels are chalked as well. So we need to make sure that the trailer wheels are chalked so that our truck doesn't roll. And in an effort to check the brakes for safety, we run someone over and defeat the purpose. Okay, so right now the brakes are released. There is air in the system and the air pressure is at 110. I'm now going to reduce the pressure actually to 100. So when we reach exactly 100, we can turn off the truck and turn on the ignition. So now we have set up our truck properly to be able to do this test. So I have already popped the hood open. I'm going to grab my tools. And I can get started. The hood is open and the wheel is turned outwards. I'm choosing this wheel, so I'm going to turn the wheel outwards to be able to actually check the chamber. Now, hopefully you've listened well in the air brake course and you know the different parts to the air brake system, but I'm going to just shortly kind of in a summary way explain what the pushrod does. Okay, so you have the chamber over here. This is called the chamber. The chamber pushes the pushrod out. So from the air comes in from this intake, it will push the pushrod out. The pushrod in turn pushes the slack adjuster out, and the slack adjuster, depending on the basically adjustment that it's been made. It will travel a certain distance, and the brake pad are going to touch the brake chamber. Sorry, the drum, and it's going to apply the brake. So, what does out of adjustment mean? If this brake, it takes this much travel for the push rod to reach the drum, for the pad to reach the drum. And another one on the other side, it would take this much to do that. What will happen is that this one will touch the drum first, and all of the braking power is going to go to this. And you practically have half a brake that is pulling you to one side and ruining that chamber. So we want all of the brakes to be within the same range. Okay, so how do we check that it's in the same range? First of all, we need to identify what type of chamber do we have. For that, you can use this tool. This is a chamber sizing tool, and you can check it out in the more traditional way, measuring tape and all that, but it's counterproductive to do, and I would recommend having this in the truck, especially on the road test. You make sure that you have this with you. Okay, so the way this works is that you have 3 pins here. The pins, they need, we're going to open it up a little bit, and if you get close, we are going to put the pins on the outer part, the belt around the chamber. All 3 need to be touching, okay? And then we can read what type of chamber we have. So this chamber is a chamber size 24. But we have 3 different kinds of chamber size 24. We have the regular 24, we have long stroke, and we have long stroke squared. What's the difference? How can we tell the difference? So the way we tell the difference is that if you take a look at this chamber, if on the side that you can see that the push rod is situated, if you have a protrusion, if you have something sticking out and it is not completely flat like it is here, so there's a bump here and it is not completely flat. This makes it a long stroke. This is one of the indicators that this is a long stroke. Another indicator is sometimes the chambers, they have a tag that shows that it is long stroke. This one doesn't. A lot of trucks don't. The mechanics usually take it away. And so we've established that this is a 24 long type. Now, is it regular long or is it long square? We take a look at this intake right over here. If this port right over here is round, it's a regular. If you have a square port over here that makes the chamber a long stroke squared. We don't have a regular squared chamber, by the way. All the chambers that are squared, they're already long stroke. So if you see a square intake, you forget about checking whether it's long stroke or regular. It is actually long stroke. So now we're going to check how much it actually travels before it hits that drum, and we have to measure that travel. So we're going to take our chalk and we are going to make a mark where it is unapplied. So right now we haven't applied the brake and we've created a mark on the push rod to see where it is, and now we're going to apply the brakes to see how much it travels after that. Okay, so we can keep this on the side here. I'm going to go inside the cab. So this tool right here, it's called the brake buddy. The brake buddy, we can use it to apply the brake and then exit the cab if we need to. So how do we use it? We bring our right foot and we place it at the left side of the service brake pedal. We'll apply the brake pedal. Then we use our left foot to release the steering wheel. We lift the steering wheel. We place it onto the brake buddy. So the brake buddy is now pushing down on the service pedal and the steering wheel is pushing it down. So we push it down a little bit and we release our foot off of the release pedal, and there we go. So a very, very important trick. At this stage, it is crucial to check if the air pressure has dropped below 90. So right now, I'm checking and my pressure did in fact reach below 90. What do we do in this situation? Don't panic, it's easy. All we need to do is to start the engine and build up the pressure a little bit more. So we apply the gas a little bit. We can bring it back all the way to 100, or we can bring it to 90. Okay. So I brought it all the way back to 100. I'm going to turn off the engine, turn on the ignition, and confirm to the examiner that it is actually on 100. Now, I grab my tools again. I would, at this stage, need the chalk again, and I would need a ruler. I'm going to mark it again. And as you can see, it has traveled from here to here. So this is the travel that we have. I am going to place this here. So the travel is more than 1 inch. It's slightly more than 1 inch, which is less than 2 inches, and it's within the travel range. So our vehicle is secure.